Welcome back, and how you guys doing? Today we're going over the best players for each positions in our starting lineup. We're gonna also touch on the 4-3-3 attack that's more popular. But right now we're going over this lineup. If you use this lineup, what you really want, it depends on what type of style you're playing. If you're playing attacking, you'll want what I have, which are more of two goal scoring threats. Lukaku, as you guys can see in the videos, goal scorer. Haaland, as you guys know, goal scorer, great pace, great shooting. If you do want more of a possession type striker, this Raul card is good. There's a couple other strikers that are more. Lewandowski is a great card, more for possession and shooting rather than just for pace. But these center mid positions are probably the biggest ones I'm going to touch on. For your cam, I have the 94 icon Zidane. If you go to the icon journey here, this Zidane, which I also have, just showing you the card. This one right here, if you can get this one, get this one. It's not as OP as the 94 one, but it still is a great card. His passing is insane, dribbling is insane, but also his shooting and just the runs he makes, great card for that center attack position. Now, your center mids, if you didn't, most of you guys claimed Gerrard from the Pioneer journey last time. If you actually rank him up with Dudex, he becomes so much more powerful. As you guys can see, I've ranked him up 4 out of 5. I'm almost done ranking him up in training, and look at how OP this card is. 99 pace, 104 shooting, 131 passing, 109 dribbling. He is insane if you rank him up. I mean, that card can turn to a beast. Same thing with this Bellingham card. One thing you want to know, this Bellingham card, if you rank him up, which I haven't done yet, but coming soon, obviously, we're getting those free gifts. You can choose between a Bellingham or Haaland. I would recommend Bellingham and ranking him up, because once you rank up Bellingham and start trading him, these stats go insane. I've seen what he looks like ranked up, and it's insane. I've seen some players have him trained and ranked up, and he is insane. So this card, I would definitely recommend ranking up that card over Haaland, simply because Haaland, while he is great, his stats don't go up quite a bit. Whereas this Bellingham card, his stats are his stats go up tremendously. But for this Haaland card, his passing doesn't really go up when you train him. It's more of his shooting and pace. Dribbling kind of goes up, but Bellingham is more all-rounded. Great card. CDMs are kind of a tough one to find. If you claim this Philip Lam, I would recommend using him. As you guys can see, very well-rounded card. Not necessarily great, but I mean the pace is great. Not really attacker, but more of a distributor. Definitely starts to play out from the back. If you guys haven't checked out my videos, go check them out. He's one of those center. He's similar to a Rodri card, which I'll show you. Obviously, Rodri has some better stats, but he's very similar to how Rodri plays in game. And let me check. But as I pull up the Rodri card, let's see. I'm just going to go to City players then. But yeah, like I was saying, he's very similar to how Rodri plays in the way he kind of starts play off the back and brings it forward. So showing up, I don't know why. Oh, that's why. It's on goalkeepers. Let's just change that. And as you guys can see, this Rodri card here, this one I'd actually recommend investing. I know the pace and shooting aren't great, but all around, he's a ball distributor. He carries the ball great. I don't think he had a UCL card, but his base card, or if I can find it, I can't find it now, but If I do find, I'll show you. Here it is, his base card here. Once again, another all-rounder card. He's not a shooter, but similar to Lamb, is passing and dribbling, defending. He's one of the guys who'll win you the ball back and start play out. So it's definitely good for counter. For left back and right back positions, we're in the rival section. Here's what I would say. If you want a defender for left back, choose Maldini. He's a great defender, great physicality, but he's not really going to start play. He's not really going to join the attack. If you want a guy who's more all-rounded, a guy who's really going to join the attack, who uses his defending, really starts the counter. He's more of a counter right back. Very good in game, but if you do want a counter left back, you want crosses. This Ake card, as you guys seen in game, never mind the shooting, really. I think the shooting kind of discredits him a lot. But if you look at the pace, the passing, he's one of those guys who kind of pushes the ball up the pace. If you guys see my videos, you'll know that he really kind of goes forward. He almost plays similar to like Stones in that almost left. He almost becomes a left mid, essentially. So when I do play him, he essentially moves up here a lot of the time, especially when we're countering. And you'll see him kind of hovering around this position in the left mid rather than just staying back. Center backs, kind of hard. These are hard to want. This Skriniar card, not a great card. You kind of want someone with a little more pace. I'd prefer 85 pace. This Lucio card, I think he's actually a little bit underrated, but I mean, if you can get a center back with 85 pace, 85 defending, 85 physical, that's really what you want. If you look at some of the center backs, there's some really, I mean, obviously there's some really good ones, but we'll just go over the couple that are just tremendous. Still on. But talking about tremendous, this Ruben Diaz card, his pace, yeah, I don't really like his pace, but his defending physical, if you want to, I would invest in this card because I believe it's a UCL card. And when they do start getting updates, I don't know if these ones will, but if they do start and get updates, he's definitely going to go up in price, and his stats are going to become a lot better. I don't know if they're doing that. Well, wrong one. But he's definitely one of those. He's not fast, which is why I wouldn't play him. But if you're one of those guys who wants a center back that just sits down, he's definitely the center back for you. But Company, another great card. I've seen a lot of people use them. A lot of people going to the Man City side of the UCL journey to get him. It's a big risk, but if you do get him, he's a very good center back. Very good at tackling. His stats kind of all-rounded. This Van Dijk card, I actually like this one a lot more. His pace is, I honestly feel like in-game he plays a lot better than 77 pace. They say 77 pace, like in-game he plays like 85 pace. I've seen him chase down Vinny. I've seen him chase down Holland. His defending and physical, once again, underrated card here. For the stats that he has, he plays a lot better, I've noticed, in-game. Another card, let's see where it is. That's that Lucio card I was talking about. This Rudiger card. This Rudiger card, honestly, if you got him during the UCL program, you guys will know he's a very good card. He doesn't start for my team because I have Lucio in, and Lucio's just better. But he's a great card. But this Eder Militao card, if you didn't claim him, go claim him. Because if you need a decent center back, he will get the job done. Very good card. This card, if you need a cheap center back, if you don't want to spend too much, here's a cheap card that you can get. Bremer does the job really well. His pace is deceptively quick. He's deceptively quick on the ball. His dribbling is, I feel like it's underrated for what I've seen. I've seen him definitely, he's like almost a 75. The way he gets on the ball, the way he starts the counter. He can start the counter. He can start a play. But yeah, this Jimenez card is not great. I kind of feel like it's I don't like the fact that him and Eder Militao are the same overall. Because if you guys chose this card, I don't know why you would, but Eder Militao definitely the better center back out of those two. And then last thing we gotta talk about is goalkeepers. Now the goalkeepers, it's always a debate of whether or not you want height on your goalkeeper, or would you rather have the agility? And I'll show you probably the top goalkeepers here. Obviously, if you can get a high overrated goalkeeper, that's good for you, but most people, we can't afford that. So here, kind of like, if you save your coins, here's one goalkeeper. This Neuer goalkeeper is insane, by the way. I played against him many times. You guys have seen me play against him, and he's been outstanding. His diving and positioning is insane. His kicking is... The way he distributes balls is insane. His reflexes are like 90. He plays like a 95 overall. This Van de Sar card, I'm not going to come out and say that I know that he's going to be here, but as you guys have seen in the mystery science, we're getting a lot of icons. And we haven't really yet got a goalkeeper, so I do believe in a couple, 2-3 weeks, give it. We could get that Van de Sar. Don't quote me on it. I'm not predicting. I'm not saying that it will happen. But I have noticed a tendency that in Mystery Sonic, there's at least one Icons player that we've seen for the past 3 weeks now. And we've yet to get a goalkeeper. So if we do get a goalkeeper, Cech is also a very nice one. This Cech, he's a 196 centimeters. I don't know what that is in feet. But, very tall. Almost, I don't know if he's the same height as Van de Sar. Van de Sar is 1 inch or 1 centimeter taller, but they're very close. Pretty much same stats. Very similar stats. If you can't get Van de Sar, Petr Cech is probably the next best. They're both pretty much sold out. You're not going to get them either way. But, if you need 2 cheap keepers, and when I say, I know they're not actually cheap, but, looking at these goalkeepers, that's probably the cheapest you're going to get. Another shot. This Diogo Costa, I've seen him playing game. He's not terrible. He'll do the job if you just need if you have an 80 or a 79, you need that 85 cheap goalkeeper. He can do the job. But also, let's see if I can find him. Another goalkeeper, this goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez. I think he's probably one of the most underrated goalkeepers in this game. This card, he actually plays a lot better in game than most people give him credit for. You saw in Season 1, we start off with his base card, which was actually a 79, which, if I can pull it up, is not far enough. But, his base card was pretty good. And this 80, not this one, but this card, this card is a lot better. But also I don't know why it is, but his reflexes, they honestly in game appear 90. He's probably one of the better shot stoppers in this game that we've seen. If you look at my goalkeepers, I'm not saying that he's the best, but I will say that he had 4 men in the matches, and my next 2 goalkeepers combined don't even have the same. Romero had 2. Sommer's only had 1. And under him, our backline is just insane. I don't know why it was. I don't know if that's a coincidence, but, so far he's been my best goalkeeper. But, yeah, that's basically all of that's all of the positions for this one. Now, going into this 4-3-3 attack, the only 2 differences are your wingers. And your wingers, this is one where... If you're this Mane card, if you can do the exchange, do the exchange. Because this card is, I'm going to be honest. A lot of people like to use that Vinny star from the Star Pass one we got in the first season, I believe it was. This card's so much better than Vinny. And, I mean, he's even better than this Grealish card. As you guys can see, I mean, passing, dribbling's a little bit better. But you look at the pace and the shooting of Mane, and you just cannot deny it. I mean, even if we go to the swap, I know a lot of players have that Jack Grealish card on the bench, but this card, I mean, this passing and dribbling, I think the stats that he's better than Mane than, it's not like by much. If you go down, you see sprint speed, your finishing, which is really what you need for your wingers. You need that acceleration, you need that sprint speed, especially down the left. Down the left, you're probably, most players, you know, from what I've seen head-to-head, use their left wingers a lot more than the right wingers. So your left winger really needs to have good agility, reaction. But if you can have a guy who's got like at least, you know, 80, almost 87, 86 overall pace, that's what you need, especially against these fast right backs. But, I mean, other than that, your right winger, also, same thing, not fair. You don't need that 93 pace. This Chiesa probably, like, this Chiesa does the job. If you didn't get this Chiesa, I still think you can, I'm pretty sure you can get him. I think he's still very cheap in the market. I don't know if he's sold out. But I don't know if his card's in the game or in the market yet, but I'm pretty sure it is. But this Chiesa card, very good base card. I still use him. He's very quick, but also with your right wingers, you don't really need a lot of dribbling, especially because you're not going to be dribbling with them much. You kind of want guys who are able to have that 80 shooting. You want guys to get on the back of crosses, on the back of rebound goals. You don't really need a guy that takes on man, that can take on their defenders simply because they are fast enough. Chance is a great example of it, but when you look at your right wingers, you're mostly looking for a guy who can kind of slow. Obviously, these two, this Garnacho card has been the same. Both these two cards, I mean, if you do pack them, this is probably one of the best cards you can get in the game. I mean, the Salah card's good. This one, I kind of feel like it doesn't do enough justice. 91 pace, 89 shooting, just, I kind of feel like that's not a disgrace, but it doesn't do it. But another one, this Saka card, by the way, he's probably the ideal right winger you want to have, where you have decent dribbling, decent shooting, decent pace. You don't need anyone too quick. You just need someone who can finish the chances off the rebounds. This Ziyech card had him in game. I mean, we saw him in real life against Man United. Great free kick taker. If you need a free kick taker, most of the time I'd say use Zidane. But if you need a free kick taker, you need a guy who can get on the end of things. This guy can do it. He links up play well. And I'm trying to see Rodrigo there. Almiron, I wouldn't recommend this card. I've seen a lot of people going after this card if you want a cheap player, but I just don't think his passing and dribbling, just the way he plays in-game, he plays like an 80 rather than 85. But, and the last card, this Doku card, kind of more the card you'd want. I think his shooting and passing are just disrespectful. Hopefully he gets an upgrade. I mean, especially, it's a UCL card. I think he will get upgraded sooner or later. But, I mean, that card, he could be an insane card. I mean, if you want a fast right winger, you can get him. But, once again, wouldn't recommend him. Right wingers, Saka. If you can't afford him, Saka, this Chiesa card, yeah, he's in game. But, yeah, you're not getting him. But like I said, this is it card. you still can get them. You just have to play a little bit heavier price, which is what you kind of have to do for most right wingers. But this Doku card, if you just need a guy who's gonna go down the wing, he's good for you there. He can beat a lot of players. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode, or for this video. There you go. You've seen what I do for 4-3-3 attack. You see which players I kind of like to have, what players I might invest in. So some of the players that you see me talk about, they just might appear in this lineup sooner or later. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.